said, now all you vinyl barmans, all you record collecting crew, if I got a box of records for you. So there.
Yeah.
Hey, Shadow Man.
Hi, Daddy. How you doing?
Not too bad. Not too bad today.
What a hot, bloody, humid week.
Yes. Yeah, it is. Enough to wrinkle your shirts.
It is.
And dry them out again.
Sunday morning here in the city. I think it's still morning. No, it's afternoon.
Okay.
Sunday afternoon, 12:06.
And here's episode number 28. Some more blues for you.
Part
Maybe
two.
Part two. Maybe a little different take this week. But, and you?
Huh?
Are you doing okay?
Yeah. I'm glad to see this cooler, less humid weather because it was just oppressive out there.
Yeah. It's stormy and hot and everything.
Yeah.
But maybe that's just appropriate for some
Well, it is summer.
segue into the stormy
Oh.
and hot blues. Here.
Oh.
Anyway, this is a very interesting record, I think. Let me see. I'll face it this way a little bit. Okay.
There we go.
Right. This is called The Blues Project, but it's not the band The Blues Project, although Danny Kalb, who was in The Blues Project later on, is on this as a solo performer. But this is early 60s, people playing blues in the coffee houses in New York, contemporaries Dylan and Gerde's and all that scene. Dave Van Ronk's on this, and Maria Muldaur's brother, Jeff Muldaur, yes, he's on that doing some very cool stuff. This is an interesting album, out on Elektra, but kind of an overview of different people. Dave Van Ronk, I've got some stuff of his too, very interesting guy in that idiom. But yeah, The Blues Project. Now, Mose Allison. If you're going to the city, you better bring yourself some cash. From the Mississippi Delta, and he usually played with a piano trio, kind of jazzy blues stuff, put out a lot of albums in the 50s, been around since the late 40s. Probably best known for The Who covering Young Man Blues. Well, young man's got nothing in the world these days. And the Yardbirds did I'm Not Talking. Captain Beefheart did I Just Got Back from the City. Actually, the Yardbirds version of I'm Not Talking, the Chesterfield Kings, who I featured their album here before, Let's Go Get Stoned, do a great version of that with Mick Taylor on guitar. It's noteworthy. And yeah, the word from Mose. Still old enough to have those big long liner notes. Mose Allison plays for lovers, doing a lot of jazzy versions of standards. As I say, most of it was piano trio, but very, very hip stuff. Now this is called The Transfiguration of Hiram Brown. And one whole side is devoted to this suite with different movements of, yeah, kind of like little concept, dare I say it.
You said it.
I said it. I don't mean it to sound like, like Tommy or Tales of Topographic Oceans or something. But it is on Columbia. And that was Mose Allison. An interesting man indeed. Here's our first Taj Mahal album. And, yeah, what can you say about Taj Mahal? I mean, there's some great stuff available. The rock and roll circus stuff is fabulous. The outtakes. He was on Hugh Hefner's Playboy After Dark show.
Oh, yeah.
And they're all on YouTube.
Yeah.
And it's all live and very, very cool stuff.
The Natural
It came
Boogie.
came out of like the California scene with Ry Cooder and all those guys out there, the Seventh Sons. And then started doing his own, and you never go wrong. I got to see him a few years ago at Brock University. I did a write-up in the magazine for the show and got free tickets. So,
Sweet.
very cool to see him.
Got a
He's
lot
an
of
old man now. He says, my grandson calls me G-Pop. What the hell kind of thing is that to call your granddad? Okay, this was Hound Dog Taylor. This was put out in the late 70s. And it's by, I think, I could be wrong, I think it's the first thing Alligator Records ever put out. And it's still their biggest seller. So at least half those might be true. But so I've heard anyway. And Hound Dog, he had been around. There's an early film of his playing background to Little Walter, playing slide guitar. But he got his own gig together later. And it was 2 guitars and drums, like the Cramps. And he had these Sears guitars, Kingston, and great big Sears amps. Just fuzzy and maxed out. And what aggressive stuff. Oh, there he is with his Kingston on the back there, yeah. Great big Japanese guitar. Just raunchy as all get out. It's got the Hound Dog Taylor sticker on there, too, made with a little punch-out thing. Supposedly, he had 6 fingers, and supposedly that slide is from a kitchen chair. Now this is a studio album, his, the Natural Boogie, and this is very, very good too. I mean, some of my favorite electric blues, and he really achieved a lot more fame later on in his life, like a lot of people we feature on this show. When we did the Charlie Feathers and Link Ray and Wanda Jackson show, it was all examples of that. Here's something you might not always get to see for some of our friends down in the States. The Dutch Mason Blues Band. The Blues Ain't Bad. Now this was a band out of Halifax, Nova Scotia, but they played all over. They played St. Catharines and all Southern Ontario and Toronto quite a bit. Had a guy, Eddie Jeffries, playing harmonica with them that was just astounding. Great, great band. Now when Dutchie was a young man, he was a very good guitar player too, but was afflicted later in life with trouble with his hands. I'm not sure if it was arthritis or what. This is so Dutch Mason Trio at the Candlelight. This is on Allied Records. Real Canadian. Let me just show you the back for a sec. Just that real, you know. And they play traditional blues songs, but there's no credits, no times. And if you thought that one was primitive, the Dutch Mason, the janitor of the blues, with a tag. I hope somebody got paid for doing that artwork on the cover. And yeah, Dutch Mason. And as I say, it's got St. James Infirmary and everything, but absolutely no information at all. Just, but very cool albums. One of the most, a famed bluesman from that area of the world. Johnny Winter. He's got certainly a legitimate background in the blues with him and his brother playing since they were kids, literally, down in Texas. I think in 1969 or 70 they had a story in Rolling Stone that he got $350,000 for signing, and it was like a record at the time for most people had gotten for it in advance. But yeah, Columbia, they put some money behind him, and there's a song on this that I guess Brian Jones was quite a fan of called I'm Yours and I'm Hers. And they play that at the Hyde Park concert right after he reads the poetry for Brian because he just died. And they played this Johnny Winter song there. And that's where this comes from on here.
I got a dumb question.
Yeah.
Edgar Winter, his brother?
Yes, Edgar Winter's brother. Did Frankenstein.
I was trying to think of the song and I could not.
Yes, yeah.
When you get old, you forget stuff.
It's another Johnny Winter album here. Still alive and well. And this is the one where he does Let It Bleed by the Rolling Stones. And if you've watched this show enough, you know that any Rolling Stones reference makes it a better Sunday for everybody involved.
Yeah.
But there he is. There's Johnny. He used to do a lot of midnight special and in concerts and everything, and he had a big beard later on and wear a top hat. He looked like, some negative Abe Lincoln or something. Not negative, like in attitude, but black and white hair.
Yeah.
Go down that route. Anyway, here's a British band, 9 Below Zero, which of course is named after the Sonny Boy Williamson song. And they were a very, very tight British blues band, good harp, and out probably, this is really, really early 80s. Don't point your finger.
It's got a peekaboo hole in it.
Hmm?
It's got a peekaboo hole in it there.
Oh, in the corner? Oh, yeah. Yeah,
Hello.
this is what, yep. That's what happened in 9 Below Zero. But there's videos and films of these guys and everything. They had a bit of a day around the same time as an album I've showed before, Dr. Feelgood, who was Southern British Canvey Island blues. I have showed this before, but just to show you the type of things that usually get mentioned in the same sentence. And speaking of sentence, your time is up.
I can go?
And there's no parole.
No parole?
No parole.
I don't have to check in every week?
Today we're drinking some John the Conqueror root, boiled in maple syrup and rubbing alcohol.
I think I'll stick with my coffee.
I try to be appropriate.
I think you did.
Yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed the blues shows. We've got some more interesting shows coming up.
Is there going to be a part 3?
Part 3? Not right now. I don't think there's going to be blues right now. We're going to go on to something else.
Okay.
Of great import.
Don't tell me.
Sure. No. We'll keep it.
Can I keep them separated?
Yes. Yes. Well, what the fun we've had today, and thank you, everybody.
Thank you all our subscribers for watching, and hope the rest of the week is a good week for you. You've had your tea. Thank you, folks.